Folks, sometimes you need to have adult conversations. And what's an adult conversation? It's one of those conversations you really don't have to have, but you have to have. The real estate industry is in a depression. We are seeing a 40% drop across the country in transactions, which means millions and hundreds of millions of dollars in commission not being paid. So I thought I'd talk to the top 1% agent across the country and just have a heart to heart. I'm sure she's feeling it, but I'm also sure she is seeing it in others where they've gone to zero. So, Beth, let's have an adult conversation. The real estate industry is in a depression, 40% drop in transactions, and a lot of people are feeling it today. So, what's going on? What would you want to tell them?
Yeah, so I'm seeing it, and as we were just chatting before this, I'm not immune. I'm seeing lower transactions. Uh, we started to see the most hit in transaction decline. It was around November or so that we were down, I
Yeah,
think
Q4.
44% or so, and I started seeing it as early as in my east side area outside Seattle. We got hit hardest first because we also went up the farthest, the fastest, so it makes
Right.
sense, proportionate. We started seeing that last summer. So it's been going on for a while now. For those that thought it was just going to be a blip and then back to the races, it's not. Um, I've been in the business for 25 years, and I say that just to say that I've been through a lot of ups and downs of various types of housing markets. And I can say that the people that are able to build their business during these down markets are the ones that are going to benefit the most
Oh,
when the market
yeah.
turns around. So see this as an opportunity. Everything has an opposite benefit. Everything is proportionate, right? So the struggles that you have now will benefit your business later if you're using this as an opportunity to sharpen your skills and get better at your craft. I think it got a little too easy to
Mhm.
find buyers and sell houses. I mean, a lot of times our biggest job as agents is to find people that need our help. Because if you don't have
Agree.
that, you literally have nothing. So you have to find people that need your help. And part of that is, I would say there's several things to do that should be done. One of the things that I'm benefiting from now is I never got into a position where I was living beyond my means and sucked into the flash of all the $1 million listing and all that stuff is totally fake. It's like, this is real world and it's business, and we're in a commission-based business that's up and down. And if you don't sell houses, you don't eat. And so um, I've always lived below my means, saved, invested the majority of my money, keep reserves, keep my team running lean. I think a lot of people, including myself, got sucked into spending a fortune on buying expensive leads to feed a huge team. And when the market goes down, guess whose bottom line is hit first, the hardest? It's the leader. So I don't know, probably a few years ago, last time our market had a downturn, I just tightened my belt up a lot and just kept it there. And I had my best year ever last year, and it was on top of other great years, and I was spending far less I worked on developing my own brand so that I would stand independently and so if somebody's looking for a certain agent for a certain type of house in the area where I am, that I'm the first person that comes to mind because I'm everywhere. I've been doing consistent marketing for years. So that's another thing I would recommend is to determine what your marketing is going to be and go all in consistently, because it does take consistency for years. And this is a lot to cover in a short video. This is more something I'd be happy if anybody wants to reach out to me, I'm happy to do a deep dive with any agents out there that
That's
are
awesome.
looking. But so just reach out. But and I do have other videos out there where I've gone, an hour on this subject or more. I'm not going to do that here. But one thing anybody can do right now, even with no money, is you can get out there and learn your market. Go out there and see every house. You can just hit a whole bunch of open houses on the weekend. You can drive around and look if you can't go inside. Get to know what's happening with every single house. And when somebody's like, I'm curious about this house, like, oh yeah, I saw that house. I remember when it sold last time. I know what the neighbor's house sold for. Here's what happened down the street. That's the kind of insight that people need that they can't find on, say, a Redfin or, just some online, because a lot of the online data is good, but it's going to be general for a whole area. It's not going to be specific to your neighborhood, your niche. And so if you have that specific knowledge about what's going on behind the scenes, that's going to give you value. That's going to make you valuable to potential clients out there. And then the main thing too is you got to keep in touch with your network and make sure people know that you're out there, and here's what you're doing that's working, and getting out there on social media, getting out there in person, just networking with your people, calling, texting, scheduling coffee meetings. It's all the same stuff. It's always been there since real estate began or sales began. It's just getting face to face with people and making sure your network knows that you're out there and you're here to help them, and you have that knowledge they need to navigate this, because people still need to move and buy, and they need to know what to do. What do I do now? I know it's different than it was. What should I do? You need to know the answer to that question.
Yeah, the one thing, because that's all perfect, and I just love when you just roll like that. It's awesome. The one thing I would advise on top of that is know what part of the market is working. And if you saw video number one, we both know it's below the median. The other thing that I think I would highlight there is FHA buyers. Now, it may not be good for King County given price points, but generally speaking across the country, I don't think a lot of agents focused on learning FHA, the vocabulary, this, that, right? 203K loans. I think there's a clear need to service the first-time home buyers. National Association of Realtors, or NARS, reporting that first-time home buyers are up on a percentage basis, and I think are going up going forward. But I don't think a lot of there were 2 years where if you were an FHA buyer, your offer was ignored. It just was. So I think if you're an agent, that's probably a skill set a lot of folks could learn. And I agree. I think that's something I would do.
Yeah, for helping first-time buyers, or helping people realize that they can buy a home. A lot of people don't think they can. They're like, oh, yes, you can. Here's how. And maybe even you host a workshop where you get to you host a workshop with the lender, where you can meet people and you advertise it out there on social media that, you know, we're having this thing at the local library or whatever. You set up your whiteboard and work through, here's how we do it, you know, because a lot of people don't know. They think they have to have 20% down. They think they have to have perfect credit. They think it's too expensive. We can't do it right now. It's too competitive. And, you know, even though we are seeing competition inch up, because inventory is so low, you know, we are seeing houses start to sell more quickly. There's a whole segment of what I'm seeing on the market, the ones that were maybe priced a little high, maybe not prepped quite right, maybe you're a little uglier inside. And I love those ones. You know, those are the ones where you can get in there and get a better deal. You know, as if I was a first-time buyer or working with a first-time buyer, I try to encourage people to get past the shiny, you know, the new quartz countertops and all that stuff, and just get back to the nitty gritty of like, this house is this house is in a good neighborhood. It's going to appreciate over time. If you want to make it a rental later, it'll cash flow, great for a house. It depends on what the goals are, right? But if people can look past the glitz and look for the ones that are like the dirty pennies that you can shine them up nice, those are my favorite houses.
Me too. I buy lots of dirty pennies. Yeah, that's pretty much all I ever buy is dirty pennies. Me too. Yeah, but at the end of the day, the last thing I think you hit on that I just want to kind of round out on a positive note is good times never last, bad times never last. And I think it's very clear that real estate is in a depression, certainly on a transaction level, down 44%, you know, at 1 month last year. And it's going to feel yucky for a while. But eventually we will come out of it. So again, the goal should be, if you want to be in the business like Beth, right size your business, watch your month of life, as Brian Lebo talks about from Vegas, and just get after it. Because the people that get through this, the sun will shine. You'll be less competition. You'll have a brand like Beth talks about, and you too will have record years. The next couple of years are not about being records. It's about surviving and building.
And who cares about the ego and stuff, like all those accolades and awards and whatnot, you know, it's like, honestly, that doesn't really matter at all to me. I'm just looking at quality of life, quality of business, helping good people accomplish their goals. Like, that's the thing. And for any agent out there, if you just focus on what's best for your client, they're going to remember you, and you stay in touch with your past clients, you're going to thrive through this. There's still plenty of houses being sold. You know, are they down? Yes. That's going to clear out a lot of people that maybe were never really serious about this business. All the people who never really sold houses to begin with. It was just a sideline. Like, let them go. Let the pros come in and handle it. There's plenty to go around. So it's like, if you choose to believe it's scarcity and there's not enough to have a successful business right now, then I would say maybe shift your mindset there a little bit. Because there's still plenty of people out there buying, selling. It needs somebody great to help them out.
Yeah, we're not doing 6.6, but we did do 4 million. You know, maybe we do 3.8, maybe we do 3.5, but still, there's going to be millions of homes sold this year. That much is true. Beth, if somebody wanted to buy or sell in King County, how would they follow you?
Yeah, so my website, Beth Traverso Group, is the best place to find me. And I'm also easy to find on the One Rental at a Time Facebook group.
Thank you so much for all you do.